Asa, my dudes, and welcome back to PLB Green. Today I'm making a waterfall paludarium. This setup is in a Biotope 80 by 35 centimeter tank. I'm using high density foam board to build up the structure of the hardscape. By using a Sharpie to draw out my plan, I get a better idea of what it's going to look like. Using these extremely complicated tools, I dig out a rough surface for the river, the waterfall, and the pool at the bottom. For the next step, I'm going to use some Selleys aquarium silicone and some W10 river substrate, dark. I'm a newcomer to W10, but man, I love it. Look at the textures in this bag. The range of size of the different substrate materials really gives it a natural look. I was very generous with the application of the silicone. I wanted to make sure that every single crack and crevice was coated well, so the substrate would hide the blue foam material. Make sure you use a ventilated space because it stinks. The tiny dust particles in the W10 substrate really help cover every single little patch of blue. I repeated the process on the pond beneath. Nice and dense with the W10. I waited 24 hours for the silicone to cure and didn't touch them in that time. The next step was a simple process of just tipping out all of the excess material and tapping it loose. You can see that the path of the river and the pond at the bottom has no blue showing, but also has quite a natural look. After fitting it to the tank, I started playing around with rocks that I had for the hardscape. I used a Eheim external filter for the pump system and got it running as soon as possible. Black scoria is a perfect substrate to build up your hardscape as it's super porous and it will hold beneficial bacteria. The brown fabric you can see is pinned down. It's a simple water wicking fabric that you can get in most aquarium shops. As long as the fabric is touching water, it will draw it in, a perfect surface for growing terrestrial moss. I kept adding more and more fine details to the setup, small ferns, baby tears, and some of the larger pieces from the W10 substrate. This is the current state of the setup. All of the blue foam is covered and hidden, and all of the greenery has access to water. Most of these plants will grow really well on the water wicking fabric and the black scoria. You've really got to make sure that your water is chlorine free. Updates to come.